Mr. Zaid Kalla. That's the right. That's the right. It's Zaid Kalla
Yes.
or
Zaid Kalla, yeah.
Zaid Kalla. How are you?
I am fine. How do you do?
I'm good. No complaints. It's winter. I love winter, so I prefer the cold weather to the summer. So straight off, how is it like being a spokesperson?
Yeah, well, it's got its challenging moments.
Uh huh.
Yeah. It's brilliant. You see, one thing you need to look into and admire most is ensuring that straight from high school, once you pass matric, you choose a career path that you are highly interested in,
Yeah.
a career path that you are passionate about and you are able to follow throughout. So the minute you actually study and do something that you love, you will enjoy what you're doing on a daily basis. So when it comes to how is it being a spokesperson, the environment I work in, it's a public space.
Yeah.
It's a public space which is governed by the people of Limpopo. You need to ensure that everything that you do on a daily basis, everything that that particular organization of yours is mandated to do, you go and report back to the people of Limpopo. And you need to do so accurately. And you need to make sure that everything that you go and report back to, those that are interested to carry out those particular programs are doing so in the interest of the people. So the minute everything goes smoothly, then you will find that you are happy to go and report to the people. So with the current government, which has been in power since 1994, there is a lot of effort that the employees within that particular space put in to ensure that government programs run smoothly. And as a government communicator, and not just within the space of economic development, environment, or tourism, but every government communicator within the province, when talking on behalf of the provincial government or the departments thereof, we go and we do so with great pride, knowing that everything that is done within this space is in the interest of the people. Everything that the government delivers, it delivers in line with what was promised to the people of Limpopo. So it's actually a beautiful space to work in. It's actually a beautiful space to report in, knowing that you are able to take back what you promised to the people and say, this is what your government has done. It's a pity. We were moving at a lightning speed with great progress. Then you find COVID-19 comes in and then attempts to dent the efforts that you have made. But we have never allowed that
To slow you down.
We continued. Even within those particular lockdown levels,
Yeah.
government will then sit and say, all right, these are the relief funds within the tourism sector. These are the relief funds within the environment. These are the relief funds for small businesses, for spaza shop, for wholesalers. And understanding that the people are under lockdown, the profits that they are making on a daily basis, they are no longer able to make.
Yeah, they're no longer coming in as much
As before.
yeah.
Yeah, because they are seated, people are at home, businesses are not running, they are unable to continue maintaining their running costs.
Yeah.
So for government to come into that space and offer those relief funds to those businesses to say, within this difficult time, this is what we are assisting with, so that beyond 2019, you are
Yeah.
still able to operate. Who wouldn't like to speak for such a government? So it's brilliant to actually be a spokesperson
Yeah.
within this particular government.
That's fantastic. So before the spokesperson thing, the spokesperson, but did you want to do something else, or that's just what you set your heart on doing since you were young?
Growing up, you will usually be asked, what is it that you want to become when you grow up?
Yes.
And most of us we want to become doctors. It was like within families, it was an honor to become a doctor or to have somebody who's a medical practitioner.
Yeah.
And you get to grow up, firstly, before you change that you don't want to become a medical professional anymore.
Yeah.
You get to realize, ooh, this math, science, biology,
It's too much work.
is not for me. So there are certain subjects in school that you find yourself not excelling in.
Yeah.
So it is very important that at those particular stages, you know exactly where your strength is.
Yeah. And then
By knowing that, then you get to make decisions
Mm-hmm.
of what is it that you can pursue.
Yeah.
And most of the time, some of us had good parents
Yeah.
who are able also to come into that space and say, let's see, what are you doing? These are the opportunities for you.
Yeah.
And it's sad if today there are still parents who don't even sit with their children
Yeah.
and guide them to say, with what you are doing, these are the opportunities that you
That
can.
you
What
can
is
get.
it that you are passionate about? So I was a very quiet person back in school, both high school and tertiary. I was shy. So pursuing this particular career, it was just a motivation within the family. I've got cousins who are also in this particular space.
Oh,
So looking at them being able to go to tertiary, do this, go to work, and be in this space,
Yeah.
I developed an interest to do what they are doing.
Yeah.
So I went to tertiary. I studied international communications.
Uh-huh.
I did well. I decided to go back and
Those were
continue.
the subjects that they were doing were the ones you were excelling with.
Yeah, that's when I realized, oh, no, my passion really is here. Maybe I went here by chance, but I actually love.
I belong here.
I belong here.
Yeah.
And as you go into the workplace, and you put into practice something that you studied at school,
Yeah.
and you passed, and you are passionate about, you do it with passion. It becomes a self-honor
Yeah.
to wake up every morning and go to the workplace and do what you are passionate about. You never get tired of it. You never get tired of it. You get more and more passionate about it.
Yeah. I think that's actually a very valid point because, like, I know myself growing up, at first I wanted to be a mechanic. Well, I have an uncle. He's a mechanic, so that pretty much made me want to be one. And then I wanted to be, at some point, I think I was in like grade 6, 7. I wanted to be a aviation mechanic or technician. I can't remember, but somebody that fixes airplanes and stuff like that. But once I got into music, I was like, nah, this is where I need to be. And for me to wake up and make music or work with musicians, it comes naturally rather than doing an 8 to 5 where you have to go sit and yeah, that would suck. For me.
No, you are right. There was at some stage when I thought I want to be a private investigator.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I remember my mother said, and then
What brought on the idea of wanting to be a private
this
investigator?
thing of watching movies, you end up being fooled. But looking at it, I think I would have been making a lot of money today. There is a lot of people
They're
that need
making a lot of
investigation.
money.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it was one of those things. And sometimes I sit and I look back and said, no, I still need to pursue that career path. And then I'll have both. But it's one of those things.
Yeah, because I think to be a private investigator, you need to pretty much study. What do police people study, Mawela?
I think,
They
isn't
just go
it
to the
policing?
academy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that. But I think like with private investigation, you just have to do their tests, and then should be fine. You can still try it. So before you got into the spokesperson, so right off the gate after varsity, did you straight get into being a spokesperson, or you did something else before?
Yeah. Well, after varsity,
Yeah.
university, I don't know what you call it. I attended at Pretoria Technikon then.
Yeah.
Which at the time when I was there, it's when the changes took place, and then it was Tshwane University of Technology. So you do the 2 years or so, and then you are required to do 12 months. Is it
Attachment.
learnership?
Yeah.
Yeah, learnership. So I did that at the Department of Health.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was around 2004. I went to the Department of Health to do my learnership. I completed the 12 months, everything, went back to school, graduated, and then I still went back to the Department of Health to volunteer my services.
Yeah.
So
you were
it led me
spokesperson
to-
for
No, no.
the department of...
It was just learnership. I wasn't even earning. For that 12 months, you're not earning because
Yeah.
you don't have a qualification.
Serious?
Yeah. So you work, you're not earning. It's 12 months, you don't have a qualification.
Yeah.
So government is not gonna pay you, but they can assist you to get your qualification by ensuring that you come in, you do your learnership so that you
Yeah.
can graduate. So then I finished, I went back, and then I volunteered my services within the communications unit.
Yeah.
And it continued. It dragged for another 2 years. I wasn't
Not
getting
making
paid.
money.
Yeah. So I remember around 2006 or so, that's when I got an internship. Now
Yeah.
that was paying, and my first
In the same
in
department?
the same department.
Okay.
I was there for 14 years. There is a
14?
story in those 14 years. So my first check was 1,450 as an LN internship. I
And
earned that
when
for
was
12
that?
months, 2005 to 2006. So
And
it was 12 months,
Of making 1,000.
1,450.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's what I lived on. So yeah, 12 months lapsed, and then they had to take other students
Yeah.
because everybody must get equal opportunities. It's not nice when you are the one now having to step aside, but it's a system. It works for everyone in
Yeah.
that way. It's fair. So again, I went home because I decided, no, I've been here for long, and going back to not getting paid. The 1,450, although it was
A lot.
nothing, but the fact that you are earning,
Something.
So I went back home, and then I decided, all right, I'm going to start a pool cleaning services.
Pool cleaning.
Yeah, I was actually very good. I still am very good in cleaning swimming pools. So
So you were a pool boy for a while.
I was a pool boy. I even did business cards. So then I'll go house to house, put pamphlets at the gate, say, I do pool services.
Yeah.
I think I called it the pool boy or something like that. It wasn't registered,
Some
but
fancy
don't tell
name.
SARS. So I was doing that, and then, you'll find you'll get a few houses or so. So it kept growing. There was a time when I had about 8 houses to do in a month, and at 450.
That's good money.
Yeah.
So that's what, 400 by 8. 4 by 8, that's what? It's 32, so it's 3,200.
200.
So that's double what you were making.
Yeah, it's double what I'm making, but you then look at it and say, okay, fine, I went to school, I still want to be in this space.
Yeah.
That is why I'm saying that once you're in that space, you do your learnership, you volunteer there, you see what they are doing,
Yeah.
and you're passionate about what you're doing, you'll always want to go back there.
Yeah.
And I was called from home to say, no, come back, come assist, by the team that was there.
At the department again.
Yeah, Department of Health. They said, no, come assist. We need you. You can't just sit at home. I'm not sitting, I'm doing something there.
Yeah,
So I
got a
went
business
back.
going on, yeah.
Yeah. And remember, those houses are not guaranteed that you were cleaning.
Yeah. You
It's
disappear for 2 weeks to find someone else.
And next month they might not call you. Once the pool is clean, they don't need you. They'll call you
Yeah.
again when it's filthy. So then I went back, and then I assisted for free for a full year. And then around 2007, towards the end of 2007 or so, that is when there was a new director within the department who needed a PA, personal assistant.
Yeah.
The post were called then. So it was a 3 months contract until such time the post was advertised. I applied.
Yeah.
I went to compete. So luckily, because I had the experience and everything, I got the job. I was a personal assistant for hospital management services in the
Yeah.
province. So I did that from 2007 up until 2011. I was a personal assistant. It's good. You got to know
A lot of people.
yeah, and also the issue of content and filing and
Yeah.
exactly what is happening within the department. You see, sometimes people wake up in the morning and they take their jobs for granted that
Yeah.
they are receptionists or assistants, and then they go to the workplace and you just sit there, the front table, you chew your chirpy, the phone rings. Hello? Yeah? No, she's out. Bye. You
Done.
don't do such things.
Yeah.
Have passion in everything that
For
you're
what you're
given an
doing.
opportunity to do.
Yeah.
So when documents come in, I will thoroughly go through the documents. Before you take it and you take it to your supervisor, whoever you're reporting
Pointing
to,
to you.
you need to explain exactly what is in those documents, what is happening.
Oh, so you
what
had
is-
to know what's
I
inside
had to
before
know,
you even
yes.
give the document
You
to
go
them.
there, you take it and you advise that this is what is happening.
Yeah.
Remember, 2 months ago, this and this happened.
Yeah.
This and this led to this particular. So hence they are requesting one,
For
two,
this
three.
and this.
Yeah, so even by the time it was a woman, it was a lady.
Yeah.
It was a PA for a lady. She was a brilliant person. I don't want to talk about her, but she was highly professional in everything she did.
Yeah.
She will not allow you to be out of line. She will not allow you to be unprofessional. She will
Yeah.
not allow you to be corrupt. So you get to learn. And she will tell you, you are here to serve. Serve with pride. Do
Yeah.
it to the best of your ability. And when somebody comes to you with the wrong thing, when somebody comes to you to use you, when somebody comes to you with something that will caution your ability to carry your job
Yeah.
and get you to lose your job, stand your ground. So she's always taught me that, and I think she instilled that deep in me. Although, of course, brown envelopes are tempting, but she said, play far from those things.
Yeah.
Play far from those things.
Yeah, they never end well.
Yeah,
Most of them.
exactly. They catch up with you. So I did it until 2011.
Yeah.
You know, when you are sitting with the profession and you do something and you always think, I can do better, I can be somewhere.
Yeah.
It pushes you to keep looking
Upgrade
into those
yourself.
spaces where you can, you can fit in there. You continue to search who is looking for a person with my profession, because
Yeah.
I need to do what I'm passionate about. So in 2011, again, the Department of Health, there was posts advertised. There was a
Yeah.
lot of posts within the communication environment. I applied. Unfortunately, I was one of those people who were appointed. I don't know how many people were appointed, whether it was 20 or so, but I was one of them.
One of
and
those.
then, I was placed at the provincial office. So I went back to communications. I went there as an assistant director. It goes with levels.
Yeah.
And so as an assistant director, so from 2011, I was with the Department of Health, and there were people who came and go.
Yeah.
Political leadership also came and went. And then as people come and go within the unit, and then those posts are vacant for that time, you'll then be
apply.
asked, okay, no, you can act.
Oh, okay.
They must still get somebody who's going to fill the post, but you can act on this particular post. So you don't refuse to act. It's not when you act. Okay, let me leave the financial part of it. There was not much. At times there was nothing.
You don't
but
get any increments.
but you do it for experience.
Yeah.
Remember, sometimes you refuse to. There are a lot of people who will say, why do they want me to act as a manager in this particular organization? Why do you want me to act as a deputy director
Yeah.
or a director or a chief director while you are not paying?
Yeah.
Forgetting it's about experience.
Learning. You've
Yeah,
gotta
when
learn
I come here and you look for a production manager, whatever the case is,
Yeah.
and I allowed myself to do it in my previous work environment,
Yeah.
it's part of that experience that I'm going to write on my CV.
That I did it for a
I've done
certain
this
period.
for so long.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've then been on my post, but you find yourself in that time, you had 3.5 years to 4 years acting on higher positions.
So now when you're let's say they say you're an acting manager, so do you still have to do your current job, so you're doing two jobs at once.
Thank you. Yes, that's exactly. You do what you are hired to do at that level,
And
you
then-
do what that vacancy has left.
That's a lot of pressure.
It is. Actually, I'm one person who do well under pressure.
Oh,
I
okay.
excel under pressure. When things are cool and going smooth, I also feel like I'm useless. But bring pressure and put me in there, and
You're
we'll
fully
fix the
functional.
situation. Yeah. So it was, and challenging at times, and you're working with different characters as well and everything. But it was about empowering yourself.
Yeah.
The minute you take those opportunities, you do those things, you allow yourself. Sometimes there's certain posts they say you must have the ability to work under pressure.
Yeah.
So you get to know exactly what they're talking about. So it was easy even when this post then they advertised the management post within the department. I never got. The system is fair, as I keep saying. So I never got, but it was okay. I continued doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, then you keep
Applying.
I love
and
the
checking.
department, but you keep applying. Yeah. So yeah, I got a job within the Department of Economic Development,
Yeah.
Environment and Tourism in Limpopo, within the province. So I went there as a public relations officer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where I am now. And that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I'm loving it. I'm loving it. There are certain departments, when you look at them, they are big when it comes to budget due to the nature of their mandate.
Yeah.
Then you go to Limpopo Economic Development, Environment and Tourism. That is more or less 3 departments in one. So it's broad.
Yeah.
On its own. It was challenging, but I said I love challenges. I love
You
working
love the
under
pressure that comes with the
Yeah.
challenges.
So I'm there. I'm loving it. It is one department that is doing exceptionally well within the province.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a pleasure to be there.
So how long have you been there? That's since 2011 or?
No, where? At Limpopo
Yeah.
Economic Development, I've been there since 2018. So I've been with health from 2004 to 2018. 2018. Yeah.
Yeah, you were there for a very long time.
I've been there for a
So
very
like
long
you said you had to, they called you back to do pretty much volunteer work for another year. So like during the year, do they provide housing and food and all those things, or you have to find a way to make money to get those things?
Yeah, they don't provide anything. You just go there, you work.
Yeah.
You are a public servant.
Yeah.
You serve the public. And fortunately, my family was staying nearby.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. So
I'm
it was
able
just
to
home.
travel and go home and what. Yeah, they were supportive. They'll know, okay, we'll go pick him up, we'll take him home, and so it was okay.
At least they were very supportive, because sometimes you get some of those parents, they're like, but your job is not paying, so
Yeah, why
Why
wasting
sh-
time? Why are you going there? Your transport, your
Yeah,
lunchbox, and so that is why I'm saying also to the parents out there that support your children.
yeah.
You need to support the youth. The minute you wash your hands of them,
Yeah.
who is supposed to take care of them? Who is supposed? We at some stage had a problem with sugar daddies. I don't
think
know if it's
I
still
think it's
there.
still a problem.
It's still there.
I think it's still a problem, because like even now you still find kids in high school that are dating guys that are 20. I mean, they're not really sugar daddies, but I mean, if you're 16, 17 and you're dating a 26, 27-year-old, it does qualify as a sugar daddy, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think they were doing it for money
Yeah.
as well. What they can get from these guys. I can date younger girls. Now, I'm not a sugar daddy. Do I fall under sugar daddies? But younger, but it's above 18. Eh?
Yeah.
Let's not get it wrong. And then tomorrow I'm on the news
Like,
to say Zaid wants to date younger
Yeah.
girls. The minute you fail to fill in that space, to
Yeah.
take care of your children, to support them, and to make sure that they are comfortable in the career path that they need,
Yeah.
that's when they fall onto these funny things of sugar daddies and
Drugs
becoming
and all
becoming
these other
bentens
things,
and drugs and teenage pregnancy. And you must be there. There are certain children
Yeah.
I don't want to go in the issue of race.
Yeah.
There are certain children who have privileges on the fact that their parents did well
Yeah.
before the current government. And today they are able to know that, okay, there is this estate that my parents have built for me.
Yeah.
There is this particular business that I have or my parents had,
have.
and I will work there or I will run it.
Yeah.
So when you are a person of color,
Yeah.
it's a struggle. You really need to
mission.
pull up your socks and you need to make things happen as a
Yeah.
black
It's gotta
child.
work.
Yeah. So it becomes tough, it becomes difficult. It's not that we are on our own, but our parents never had that opportunity to accumulate wealth
much as
and
the
do
others.
what others did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's one of those things. So that is why I'm passionate about saying, when you have a job, love your job and excel at it.
Yeah.
And from it is our generation that needs to start building legacies.
For the next
For the next
generations.
generation. It is our generation. Even though I'm working here, I'm earning here.
Yeah.
On the side, I must have that hustle to say, I must start up this particular company, I must start up this particular business, because my children,
Yeah.
should I have so many, they should be able to have what can I say? Somewhere to start.
Yeah,
that
they've got-
particular
they've got to
support,
have-
something to fall back on.
Yeah.
You know, when you go to tertiary, I remember I stayed at Sunnyside.
Yeah.
So we will walk from Sunnyside
Yeah.
to the bus station at Acacia,
Yeah.
and then catch the bus, and then we'll go to school every morning, regardless whether it's cold, whether it's raining, stormy, windy. You know you
still
must
had to-
attend.
yeah.
You don't attend that particular percentage, you get to fail. So there was parking when you get to the tertiary institution to say students parking is here. The parking will be full, people will park cars.
Yeah.
But if you stood there at that time, fold your
And
hands
look.
and watch the kind of people that are parking cars, are driving to tertiary,
Yeah.
then that's when you get to see
Like
the level of inequality there.
Yeah.
So the minute we can get to that stage where also we have our children who are able to drive to this institution,
Yeah.
we know
Rather than going with the
once they
bus.
attend at University of Venda,
Yeah.
I've got property that side of the province,
Yeah.
where the child will stay there from that drive to university. Then we are getting somewhere.
Yeah.
Everything is about equality.
Yeah.
And we need to achieve it in our lifetime.
Yeah.
And sometimes people get it wrong. When you talk about economic, I don't want to say economic freedom, because some people will feel it's their term. When you talk about that, it is not an issue of saying government must give it to you.
Yeah.
Government will not come and dish out money to. We've got 5.7 million people in Limpopo. You can't go and dish out money to every single individual. But it is about us being able to start something.
Taking an
Yes.
initiative.
When we talk about sustaining yourself and your family, people sit back sometimes, and they look at government to say, government must supply jobs to the people.
Yeah.
And the minute that doesn't happen, they fold their hands and,
And
say,
wait.
but we are struggling.
Yeah. Oh, we burnt tires. That's my words, not your words.
We need to come to a state
Yeah.
where we look at the opportunities provided. Where I work at the moment, there is nature reserves, there is wildlife resorts and all those
Yeah.
things. Now, as Zaid Kalla, sitting at home, jobless, and then I get to see what government is doing and what they're teaching us and they're telling us. And within the environment space, and I say to you, we have alien plants within Limpopo.
Yeah.
You say, what are alien plants? Is trees, for example, that are not supposed to be here.
Yeah.
That come from other countries.
Countries.
And we don't need them in our environment. And they actually destroy our own trees so that they
They
can
can
take up
blossom.
that particular space.
Yeah.
So we wouldn't mind not having those particular trees
or
within that
plants.
space. Yes, we wouldn't. So what then happens is you'll find somebody will come in and say, I've seen in this particular reserve, which is managed by LEDET, that there is a lot of these trees.
Yeah.
Can we come in that particular space and chop down these trees?
Yeah.
We will make coal out of
Out
these
of it.
particular trees and sell.
Yeah,
Why will you refuse people such an opportunity?
it's a very good
You,
initiative. that,
you work with those people living in those particular communities to go in there and do that.
yeah,
And they do it, and they do it so well, and
they excel
it's
at it.
working. They excel. Someone will approach you and say, look, I'm so and so, I stay in this particular district. I see you've got Limpopo Wildlife Resorts,
yeah,
so many of them. I deal with, I do massage, body
Yeah.
massage, full body massage, feet massage, whatever the thing
Yeah.
is. So I would like to come and set up my gazebo
yeah,
in that
Right
particular
there.
resort under that particular tree. Your guests, as they come there to enjoy and do their fishing and have fun
whatnot.
and observe nature and take pictures of so many birds that you have in this particular place.
yeah,
When they're tired, when they want to relax, they can come there. I've got my prices, and
they
then
can
yeah. So that is a person also who is
takes initiative.
yeah. She knows what her skill is,
Yeah.
passionate about it,
yeah,
experienced on it,
Yeah.
and has tried to look at opportunities and came to us because that person saw an opportunity. Why do you want to say no to that person?
You can't.
Allow that particular person to come into that space and
Yeah.
make a living. It costs nothing. That person can put up their thing in the afternoon, pick it up, and go.
Yeah, it doesn't
So,
cost you.
It doesn't cost
the
anything.
Premises
Yes,
or anything.
it doesn't cost anything. So there are opportunities, and people must take advantage of these opportunities.
Yeah,
The government is here to work hand in glove with the people of Limpopo.
yeah,
And we are not one to say no. We will sit, we will educate you, we will advise you, we
Yeah.
will train you, and you will excel in that particular. You yourself, we need to get to a stage where when people go to school and they graduate, they don't say, from here, I want to be employed.
Employed.
No.
Yeah, that actually goes to what I wanted to ask, because I was going to ask, like, would you say it's pretty much about time that even the education system pretty much takes a turn from you need to finish varsity to become an employee, or you need to finish grade 12 to go work for someone, and rather start training at a younger age how to be bosses and how to own your own businesses?
That is what I'm talking about when I say you need to be passionate about what you do. You
Yeah.
need to do what you love, and you need go to school.
Yeah.
People
yeah,
must
we have
go
to.
to school. But when you finish, pursue what you love.
Yeah,
And we all have skills. We all have skills. We are all, is it artistic?
Yeah.
English is not
Yeah.
a mother tongue. In our own way.
artistic and talented.
Yes, in our own way.
Yeah,
Sell that art. You know, sometimes we will fight that there are nationals that were not necessarily South African born
yeah,
that comes to the country, and now they're opening up saloons, and now they're opening up spaza shops, and now they're selling paintings at this corner, or they're
Yeah.
making metal. What? Where are we? Why are we allowing those that vacuum, those
come and
spaces
be
Yeah, we're not
occupied.
saying we're chasing people away. We are saying
let's learn from
go
them.
to the municipality, book that corner, and go sell your art.
Yeah,
Yeah. Leave whoever is selling theirs, sell yours. You
Just go sell yours.
grew up within the community.
Yeah.
You know the culture. You know the interest. You know what sells. Somebody who comes doesn't know that community, doesn't know that culture,
Yeah.
doesn't know what sells. So therefore, you will be able to do art that attracts the
the
locals.
people of the
Yes,
same
and they will
environment.
continue supporting
Yeah.
you. So we're not saying kick people away, chase people away. If he's here, you also be there.
Yeah, just
And
be a
that-
competitor.
Be competitive.
And then
let's
don't
start
get jealous
competing.
when they are outsmarting you. Learn and try to outsmart them.
Thank you. We need to do that. We need to get away from this mentality of being spoon-fed. You
Yeah.
know, today, Zaid Kalla will get trying to play away from words such as tenders.
Well, they will exist.
An
so
opportunity
Yeah.
to operate in a certain environment for a certain period of time.
Yeah.
And there will be financial reimbursement that he will get from that.
Yeah.
And from there, I will make a 2 million rand profit.
Yeah.
And then from my profit, that is when I'm saying, oh, this is my first biggest gig that I got.
Yeah.
I need to start a sustainable business that will run without relying on the fact that I must
can
wait
get
for another offer like that to
through.
come. But I
Yeah.
must be able to sustain myself with what I have made.
Yeah.
But no, I'm going to go and I'm going to buy that car
fancy
worth
car.
1.6 million rand. Yeah.
And then you're left with 400.
You must take it to service. You probably don't even have insurance for it. You don't have a house. You bought
Yeah.
a car with 1.6 million and you don't have a house, a place where you are
Yeah.
staying. Because you want to show off, maybe I want people of the
To
opposite
see
sex to see
that
me.
I'm making it in
And
life.
Yeah, it shouldn't be that. Someone once said to me, you can lose a lot of money
Yeah.
chasing after girls, but you will never lose girls chasing after money.
Yeah.
But also it must go vice versa. It's not about a boy making money. This is about equality.
Yeah.
So even when it comes to females, looking at the fact that today,
Yeah.
as I'm here, we were observing Bring a Child to Work campaign,
Yeah.
which started as Bring a Girl Child to Work campaign.
Yeah.
And is the issue of females need to take up the space that men dominated in.
Yeah.
There is no job in Limpopo that is strictly for males.
Yeah.
It does not exist.
Doesn't exist.
There is no where you should apply and they say, no, this one is only for males. We in the department, we have field rangers.
Yeah.
These are the people who safeguard our environment.
Yeah.
These are the people who safeguard and protect our wildlife. And it was dominated by males previously. So we have seen females coming into that space.
Yeah.
And it's something that maybe back then people never thought females
Female
can do
would be
this.
able to
Today, those females are excelling. They're doing better than the males. So, and in most places,
yeah.
females do better than us. We need to face it. They do better than us. I don't know where the oppression then came from, but it must stop. And the fact that they're excelling,
Yeah.
that is the voice that they are silently raising, that the nonsense needs to stop.
Yeah.
And they're filling up the spaces. So, which means also as opportunities come out
Yeah.
that men were previously awarded,
Yeah.
now these things must go to female. If I talked about myself that I made 2 million rand profit and I went to buy a car worth 1.6 million rand, a female won't do that. A female won't do that. She'd rather even go and buy property and think, I've got a son, I've got a daughter.
Yeah,
I
I've
must
gotta leave
invest for
something.
that child's future. I've got this stupid husband who's not working. I must make sure that the money sustain us.
Yeah,
they always
for
think
so
about the
long.
home. They always think about the family.
Yeah.
They always think about studying something that is sustainable, that's going to take care of everybody else. But as a man, when I make money,
It's all about me.
yeah,
What will they think about me?
If okay, let me leave gender based. I talk too much. I'm gonna implicate myself. But if it's a man who got that,
Yeah.
and then I buy my Verpa
Yeah.
for 1.6, then the next thing I don't even care how the family is doing. But if I have a wife, she'll probably receive photos that, hey, Ape, we see your husband's car in the University of Limpopo all the
yeah.
time. We are wasting. We are wasteful.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that all men do that. I mustn't also
But
be attacked.
the vast majority, though.
If the system preferred men previously,
Yeah.
and we are still in this space of saying we need to be empowered in this way, and the system has been empowering all along.
Yeah.
What were these males doing? So females must come in equally into that
Yeah.
particular space. We can only develop the economy if we do it in a sustainable manner.
Yeah.
So whatever you receive, you need to start up something. We need to work on becoming employers ourselves. If you are saying that in Limpopo, government is the biggest employer, there's a problem on the other
I think
side.
it becomes a real tough cookie eat once money stops coming into the government, because then everybody loses their jobs.
So yeah, people need to work towards becoming entrepreneurs.
Yeah,
It's as simple as that. The support is there from government.
yeah,
All those departments, whatever sector it is you are pursuing in,
yeah,
they have policies and processes to support what you are doing. You need to approach that. You need to learn. You need to allow yourself to be trained and to be guided.
yeah.
And you'll succeed.
You'll make it.
Yeah, you'll make it.
So, like, now back to the whole equality part. So, would you say that would it be a challenge to the females? Yeah, that's a better, because like now if I say women, then to the females, that once they get the equality part of the system, don't you think that to a certain extent it can affect them in keeping up with their, I would say, traditional instincts that come is, because I know the younger generation that's coming with their savannas and everything. Once they get that taste of that freedom, do you think they will still be able to go home and be wives? Or
Wives,
yeah, that
as
that
defined by whom?
well, as defined by, I would say, tradition and culture.
I understand you. That particular tradition and culture,
Yeah,
that this is how the wife must act, this is how the wife must behave.
Yeah.
The wife must wash my clothes, she must iron my clothes, she must make sure my shoes are nicely tucked away
Yeah.
at night when I come back. She must take care of the kids, but the kids cook for me.
yeah,
That when we talk about an oppressive system,
It's
that
that
is part of
system.
it.
Yeah.
It falls exactly under that. What is wrong with waking up from time to time and taking my own laundry and putting it in the washing
Oh, there's
machine?
nothing wrong
Things
with
have
that
changed.
one.
Like we don't need
You don't have
that
to wash
zinc
with your
bath
hands.
outside under a tree.
You just check it
and
in
a
the
plank.
machine
There
and-
was a plank. I get it. Our parents used to do that and say, yeah, a vast plank. Yeah. So who says it's a female's job?
Yeah.
And then you say she must cook. Every night she must cook for me. Where is
stops
it
you from
written
cooking?
that your wife must cook for you? And now you want to pride yourself. And I heard men saying, yeah, the best chefs in the world are men. Be a best chef in your own house too. Why you want to look at best chefs being men outside? Be a chef
Outside.
in your own house.
Learn what the best chefs are
You
doing
see,
and cook it.
The thing we fail
Yeah.
to comprehend is that equality
Yeah.
begins at home. Equality doesn't begin in any government department. Equality doesn't begin with the premier or the MECs or the president of the
Yeah.
country. Equality begins at home. The minute we men realize that this is another human being, this is like us, somebody's child. This person also went to school like the rest of us and seen the struggles
Yeah.
like the rest of us. And when you come home and you marry this person, you marry them for a partnership that we are going to assist each other.
Yeah.
We are going to help each other. We are going to support one another. And when you come home, you know you've got a partner. Partner is someone who's equal to you.
Yeah.
So people don't have partners. I think they want to marry housekeepers maybe or slaves. Yeah. So because everything is about men. It's about
Yeah,
men.
it's centered
there's-
around men.
Yeah. Men can be out until late. Females can do that.
See, that's the one policy I never understood. Okay, my parents were different. My dad was, I think my dad has always been a home person. So he's home by 6. If he's out after 7, he's got his wife next to him. So I think what you're saying, that it starts from home, it has to be maybe like a thing that the men, I would say our generation, have to start being taught at a very, like for me now, but I started earlier. My parents were very good parents, to be able to treat each other in a more respectful way. Let's put it that way. So now, would you say men need to be taken back to school a little bit by other fellow men that have understood the policy, to learn to treat their wives a little bit with a different view?
Look, we need to start taking drastic approaches
Yeah.
as community members. Let's leave government out of this one. As community members, I grew up in this particular environment. I grew up within this particular community. I grew up under this particular traditional authority.
Yeah.
When I am abusive, you are my neighbor. You can hear my wife screaming.
Yeah.
You can hear me beating up my wife. You can hear me taking her head and banging her against the wall. You remain quiet.
You just stay.
You just
out
stay
of their
in your house.
business.
It is time we men stand up and go and knock on those doors. If they don't open,
Break them down.
go in those particular houses and say to the female, what did he do to you?
Yeah.
Please describe. And then we assist in doing it back to him. It's wrong.
It is wrong.
It's wrong. And until they get the... I'm violent when it comes to my speech. I'm brutal. And I can't allow myself to... You know, sometimes you want to talk as a citizen of the province.
Yeah.
Ne? It is very difficult to detach yourself from your profession
Yeah.
and talk as a citizen.
As
Everything
just a
that you
human
do,
being, it
everything
goes
that
back
you
to your
say,
job.
it goes back to your job. It reflects on my employer.
Yeah.
So you can never detach and say, this is Zaid Kalla, the citizen of Limpopo.
And this is
Zaid
Zaid
Kalla,
Kalla,
the spokesperson of government.
Yeah.
It is, you are one and the same. So it's like going on social media. Before you come here, you go through my social media page. What I post there doesn't reflect on Zaid Kalla in his personal life. It is also Zaid Kalla, that office, that leader. So you always need to be careful about all these things.
Yeah.
So it is sometimes difficult to hold back and not exactly
Express yourself.
express as people will then express within a communal setup, within
Yeah.
a community, within. So you always need to be mindful that what you do and what
What you
people
say.
know you as,
Yeah.
that is exactly what you are. That is the only thing that you
That
are.
they need to
You
know.
can never say it's 4:30. I can go and drink. After drinking, I can do this and this. I am still a
Oh,
representative of that organization.
hey, we see you
But
riding around
Yeah,
with
what I'm
the-
saying is that it's equality starts there. Those people that are in organization and you expect them to push equality and to make sure that gender-based violence does no longer exist. We do away with that and everything.
Yeah.
And these are the same people who do it at home. And the minute the home becomes okay, the minute people respect each other within the
Yeah.
home environment and understand each other and know where the boundaries are
Yeah.
and work towards similar goals, they improve there.
Yeah.
That is your foundation. That is your calm place. And when you leave that place, you jump in your car and you go to the workplace, you are taking a better man, a better person, an improved person. From
Yeah.
home, you are taking... The
You're not
workplace
gonna
is not
study
going
it
to
all.
make you a better place. No. That is why culture.
Yeah.
You spoke about culture, that culture, say women must do this and this. Now we go back to issue of culture. Culture, when you get to the workplace, you leave it at the gate. Or if you are driving, you leave it in your car.
You get in.
If you are
professionalism.
using a taxi, you leave it at the taxi rank. You come in there to work.
Yeah.
And you can't say, how old is this Zaid Kalla? I'm about to retire. He can't do this or he can't tell me to do this and this. I'm older than him.
Yeah.
No.
When
When
we're
we
there-
come here, we are servants.
Yeah.
When you're working for a government, you are a servant. Who's your boss? Members of the public.
Yeah.
That is why we are servants of the
Of the
public. So when you come there, we are all servants. You don't come with the notion of show me your ID and I'll show you mine. It's not going to work. Know what you are doing. Do it to the best of your ability.
Yeah.
So another equality there.
Yeah.
There is no male. There
There is
is
no
no young
female,
boy. There is no old man. We are equal and we
Yeah.
are servants and we come in there to serve. If we can all push that agenda, we will get somewhere.
Get far.
So now I got a job.
Yeah.
I'm working. I love my job. I do my job. Who did I sleep with to get my job? But The minute I'm in this position,
Yeah.
posts open up and a female applies.
Then
And then
you-
I want certain favors or promise. You understand?
Yeah.
Oh, that is
Yeah, that's just wrong.
abusive.
That's
that
just
that
wrong.
that is an abusive nature. That's
Yeah.
got nothing to do with culture. That it's wrong.
It's just wrong
in
from-
at
from
all
the
levels.
ground. It's
So
just
such
wrong.
people must always be exposed. Because
Definitely.
when we talk about equality and you are still doing that, when are we gonna reach it?
It's
Such-
going to take too long because you're only going to get people that are just going to be yes
Hence,
people.
I'm saying that we are failing to expose people.
Yeah.
When there is Zaid Kalla beating up the wife every now and then, let's expose Zaid
That
Kalla.
he's doing it.
Let's expose him. And as community members, if you don't want to expose him, let's go report him there at Moshate,
Yeah.
at the tribal authority to say, Banna ba kgoro, what language can be spoken here?
English.
Banna ba kgoro ke nka English.
Translate, Mawela.
It's one of those
So-
terms, even when you're saying it in English, you would just put it there the way it is.
Yeah, no, it's fine. You can say it.
Yes. So you go there to the tribal authority and you see it with the tribal leadership there to say, there are noises, man, coming
Next
from
door.
next door, stand number 487, Manamela. The wife is crying and screaming every night, and there is banging on doors and walls. And in the morning,
like
her
this.
face has changed, or she's got too much makeup. Can
Yeah.
we pay attention to that house?
Yeah.
I mean,
Let's-
you sold me this particular stand next to them. I've got a problem because I also can't sleep.
Yeah.
I fear for my life too. Let's
They might
get
just-
involved.
they
Let's
might
get
just
involved as
come
a
to me.
community.
Yeah.
Yes, let's start getting. When there is break-ins within the neighborhood, we know those children.
Yeah.
We know that youth. We know that gang. We know that group. We know
Yeah.
their parents. There was break-in so and so and so and so's house.
Yeah.
We saw
So and
Kala's
so
son.
running
We saw
from
Kala's
there.
son running from there. Can Kala's parents come and explain
Yeah. What's going
and
on?
bring the child along? People must start being accountable.
Yeah.
We can't fix society in silos. So it is one of those things that when I say certain things needs to go back to the community level,
Yeah.
it needs to start there. And from there, everything will start flowing in. But as citizens, we are too quick to point fingers
Yeah.
to say he's doing nothing. This and this is happening. Why is crime increasing?
And then we blame the guys, the people that are at the top of the food chain, but then we're just sitting and waiting.
Yes, if crime is increasing in the community, you want to blame the provincial commissioner maybe of the police, and it is your community, then there is police stations all over the
Yeah.
province. But by the time you want to blame, that crime has happened.
Yeah.
And it was your responsibility to raise that child from an early age to be a good man.
Person.
It was your responsibility to be there and advise. It's your responsibility to make sure that it's 11 o'clock at night, I'm locking doors and gates, all my children are inside. They are not inside. You are able to lock. He'll come back in the morning, or he comes back at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock. Where
Yeah.
was he? Where was he? Because the liquid tourism drinking places closes at midnight. So
Yeah.
from there, where is he?
Where was he
Hey,
sitting? But now what you're bringing up, it goes back to like the would you say, because now you get families that corporal punishment and the whole it takes a village to raise a child doesn't work anymore. If I see your child doing something wrong and I correct your child, you come and fight with me for trying to correct your child.
that is also one way of look. It's two ways.
Yeah.
It takes a community to raise a child. I'm one child who was raised by the community.
Yeah.
If my aunt was not there, if my parents were not there, if my grandmother was not there, the woman next door will call me to order. And it's fine. You do away with corporal punishment. You do away with this and this. When the child do wrong,
Yeah.
even if where I'm staying now, they're children.
Yeah.
Fine. They're small children. Whenever they do wrong, I call them, or I call the one who did wrong. I say, you tell them what they did wrong,
Yeah.
why they shouldn't have done that,
Yeah.
what are the implications of that.
doing it.
So you get certain people, when a child do wrong, you are too quick to pick up a stick, you
Yeah.
are too quick to take your belt. You can beat up the child.
But it won't
The
change
child
the
still doesn't know
Why
what they
they're
did
getting
wrong
beat.
and how can they improve it the next time.
Yeah.
You talk to the child. You talk to the child and then you observe. They
If
do
they
it the
change-
second time, you go talk to them again.
Yeah.
They do it the third
Third
time,
time.
take them in the house because what you're going to do outside is against the law. So, so it's one of those things.
Yeah.
But also, if I have a child, the child does something wrong, and you are the neighbor or you are a member of the community, you have witnessed that, and you call my child to say, my boy, no, this is not
Don't
going to
do it like
fly.
that.
Not here, not in this community. This is wrong. You don't do 1, 2, 3 because of this and this and this.
Yeah.
When I get back, maybe I'm going to get back drunk. When I'm sober the next day and I'm back, you come to me
Yeah.
and then you say, your child yesterday
Did
did 1,
one,
2,
two,
3, 1, 2, 3. And then this is what I said to the child.
Yeah.
When the child goes and tell the parents, in the absence of you going to tell the parent what the child did, when you
Yeah.
see the parents, the story is going to twist.
Obviously, they're going to try to defend themselves.
Yes, you are going to be that troublesome man within the
Yeah.
community.
They don't like-
So, yeah, we need to go back to those basics.
yeah.
The children need to belong to the community.
Yeah.
As much as you want to discipline all children that you see doing wrong within the community, love them equally as
Yeah,
well.
that's true.
You see, when you love a child and you discipline them, they will continue loving you going forward because
Yeah.
the love never goes anywhere. But you never talk to the child, you're always that rude person, and yet you want to discipline this child. When do you have
they're
the
not gonna listen
teach?
to you.
Teachers are not only at school. The
Yeah.
first teacher is at home. You teach. You can't, your child, okay, I can't talk about pregnancy, I can't talk about high school. I'm touching other people's areas and I don't want the MEC there to come and deal with me. But you can't go and blame the education system
Yeah, that is true.
for having a lot of pregnant teenagers in the school. Where's the parents? What are you teaching them?
And you find probably 90% of the time, those are the kids coming home at 5 a.m.
Thank you. And they don't come home normal. They don't come, and okay, let me stop.
Yeah. But so anyway, so with the tourism, so I think we go over to the sports aspect of the tourism. So would you say, because I'm a Polokwane City fan, I don't know, which team do you support locally? I know we're Chelsea people, so that's good.
Yeah, no, it's a beautiful team based in Gauteng. It's got some golden yellow colors,
Kaizer
black.
Chiefs.
You know, the log standings are not as they're supposed to be at the moment.
Oh,
but
yeah.
but we remain hopeful. But of course,
Yeah.
you support a certain. In my instance, I support the team because growing up as a little child,
That was
my uncles, the whole family
Everybody.
supported
Yeah,
that
it's a
team.
family team.
So, when you don't understand what is happening, but when this team plays,
Everyone
the
is
family
happy.
becomes so excited.
Yeah.
When it used to win. It was Iwiza or something at that time. It used to win. So, and you are happy to see these people happy.
Yeah.
This family uniting in front of a wireless radio and listening to,
Yeah.
to soccer. They were listening, there was no TVs.
Yeah.
And they celebrate as the goals are scored. And you also look forward to weekends when this team
Yeah, that's
plays.
true.
So you get to love the team. So I've loved it since. I've favored it since.
Yeah.
So when it blunders here and there, it's okay.
Yeah, you
It's
don't get
okay.
frustrated and break
Yeah.
a few
It
glasses
can't be
here and
sunny
there.
every day.
That is true.
But it's just that the neighbors are very noisy.
Hey, the black and whites talk too much sometimes, eh?
Yeah, those black and whites, those yellow and blue, they need to shush a little bit. But when it comes back home and you look at the issues of Ledodadova, Bulukwane
Yeah.
City, Chakuma,
Yeah.
Baroka,
Yeah.
when they play my team,
Yeah.
honestly speaking, it can go either way. I don't
You
care.
do.
I love Chiefs with I will say it can lose and then I favor this ones. But
Yeah.
I need to see the Limpopo teams there.
Yeah.
They need to win. They need to shine, and we need to be at the state where, when we talk about what you just mentioned, sports tourism.
Yeah.
We know we have 3 teams in the
In the
it's
province, yeah,
ABSA
in the
Premier League, and that means some games will be coming to play here at home.
Exactly.
When the games come to play here at home, the masses come to fill up the stadiums.
Yep.
There is those big teams. The biggest one is the one I favor, Kaizer Chiefs. So we know the stadiums will be full.
It's gonna be packed.
We know the accommodation facilities for
Are
those who
gonna
come
start
from far
getting-
will be
yeah.
booked. We know the nightlife will be lit. The liquid tourism around Toyando Stadium, around Polokwane.
Everyone will make money on that
Everyone will
weekend.
make money.
Yeah.
And it benefits everybody.
Yeah.
Our petrol stations, you must
they'll
look all
be-
the
they'll
way
be
from the
packed.
N1. Our petrol stations, the people selling on the streets, the people who
Yeah,
go
the
and sell
vendors,
outside
toll
who
gates.
go sell outside the stadiums, the jobs for that day
Yeah,
within the stadium itself, the
very
security that is allocated at
Yeah.
that part. You understand? There is a lot of money that comes with such major events.
Yeah.
It's a pity we've got this best sewage pipe in our backyard called COVID-19 that is slowing the progress
Everything
that we have
out.
been making.
Yeah, I've been complaining also. I miss going to the stadium.
We,
miss
we
going
miss
to
that
the
vibe.
stadium.
We miss that vibe. And when you go there, you don't want to sit in those suits and
You want to
pretend
be
to
right
be.
in
You
the
want to
in
be
the
there with the
general
people.
public
You want
right
to
there.
feel, yes.
You need to feed from the energy.
Yes. So this kind of sports tourism brings a lot of economic relief to the businesses within the province or the areas that are visited.
Yeah.
You understand? If the game is played in Toyando Stadium, for instance,
Yeah.
in Vembe district, there's people traveling from Mpumalanga, Gauteng. They must
Just
still
to go
pass through these other provinces to
Polokwane,
get there.
everywhere else.
And they will stop and they will buy pap and fleis and morogo. You can't tell me there is an English word for morogo. and and they will sit and they will eat and they will put petrol there and then they will walk into the store. They will get the children the Kaizer Chiefs T-shirt and
All
the
those small
money
things.
is in the province.
Yeah.
And then as they're driving through, they get to see, oh, there is cabbages, there is tomatoes. We
Yeah.
have a Z2, yeah?
Yeah.
The best of the best. I don't work there. Tomatoes. But then they buy these things.
Yeah.
And they get to Vembe and then they see this huge tree.
Yeah.
And they wonder, what is this? And somebody explained them, it's the baobab.
Yeah.
It's found in the side of the
the
province
country.
and of the country.
Yeah.
And even when they go back, they tell people, you are not going to believe this. There is a tree growing upside down in Vembe, and it's so huge, they call it the baobab.
So big. If
And
they
people
cut
come,
inside, you can
yeah,
go sit
yeah,
inside.
you can build a house. Okay, let's not
Give people
Yeah,
ideas
give
now.
people ideas because we will arrest them. That tree is protected. So they will go there, and they came here for sports tourism.
Yeah.
But seeing the beauty of Limpopo, seeing the welcoming nature
Of the
of the
province.
Limpopians,
Yeah.
African people have Ubuntu when you talk
Yeah.
about Ubuntu. You will want to come back here. Everybody.
Yeah, you will.
Let
You
me
will
tell you
want-
something. If we were the leading domestic tourism destination before COVID-19,
Yeah.
I don't think anyone can contest us in this space because there is COVID. We are still leading. We are the leading domestic tourism destination of choice. That means when South Africans think of visiting a place in South Africa,
They come down
we
here.
get more guests in Limpopo than anywhere,
Anywhere else.
We have the biggest church on arguably on the SADC continent.
Yeah, I think so.
Here in Limpopo. What more do we want? How many languages do we have in the province? The beautiful scenery we have in the province. We have the biggest portion of the Kruger National Park. I think 77% of Kruger National Park is in Limpopo.
Yeah.
Then the neighboring province
Has
has a
other-
piece. So wildlife.
Yeah.
When the hunting season comes, when it comes to South Africa, we are leading in that part as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of very good
Yes,
animals too.
we
I won't say kill because then people will be.
We are leading. We are bordering the 3 countries.
Yeah.
We are the only gateway in South Africa to the rest of Africa.
Yeah.
Everybody needs to pass
They have
through
to pass through
Limpopo
here.
to go
Whether
anywhere
they want
else
to
in
go
Africa.
to Botswana,
Yes, yes. Those people coming from the rest of Africa needs
They
to
come
come
through
through
here.
Limpopo to go wherever is it that they
Yeah.
want. So we should be thriving economically.
Yeah.
And we are hoping that will happen post-COVID-19.
Yeah.
And it should happen. It
I
needs
think
to
it
happen.
will happen.
Yeah.
I think it will happen. But like now with the local teams, so we've got I think 4 or 5 teams, 4 or 5 big teams. But one thing that I've noticed is like the marketing for those teams isn't as big as your team. Right. So would you say would there be like a loophole where certain teams, like you say, like now we've got Baroka, I think there's Baroka and Black Leopards and Polokwane, I think we're in the Division 2. We're not in the.
They'll still bounce
Yeah, I think
up
we're
and
coming back
forward,
in 2
yeah.
seasons. Yeah, we'll come back. But like, is there a loophole where those teams can get a sort of marketing through the tourism department? So to say, like, you see your Leicester City and all those smaller teams, like they've got billboards everywhere around their city. Is there a way something like that could be done for the local teams, either through your department or it needs to go through sports, arts and culture?
It is very important also that as we talk about those things, we respect the role that Department of Sports, Arts and Culture play into into that space. And as you the way you mentioned it, partner with them and work with them to promote them within the province and the rest of South Africa, and we strike that partnership. It is also important that the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture become part and parcel of that.
The whole.
Yes. Then, the discussions will take place, then agreements will be made, and then it can be done. They can do that with any department of their choosing as
a team.
It's a team. It's an organization on its own. These things are companies. They employ people.
Yeah, because like for me, why I'm coming from with your department, because personally I feel like it falls, I think it's almost 60-40 with sports, arts and culture. And then because once they do good, it means more people come down here, whether it's game day or not. People will want to come see them train and all those things. But with them coming down here, it affects the tourism also. Because I know so many people will fly from here to go to Manchester, not because they want to go see the scenery, they just want to go see Old Trafford. And then that becomes a tourist attraction. There we go. So now, would you say having big clubs in our province would help a lot in the tourist department, or it will be a little bit?
Undeniably, it's helping a lot.
Yeah.
It is. With the teams that we have there
already
before COVID, we were able to see that difference.
Yeah.
And, we are working together. Remember, as much as you can sit here and say sports, arts and culture, Limpopo economic development, and it's still one government. It's just that in order to make the mandates manageable, things are the way they are.
Yeah.
But we are working together. You can recall just before COVID, in 2019, we were working hand in glove with Limpopo Economic Development, Environment and Tourism, with Sports, Arts and Culture. Both the MECs went to support. I think there was a netball team from the province which was going to participate, and they were living, and there was unity. It showed that particular unity in that particular space, and we continue to do that. So it is very important that as the Limpopo government, we need to pull out all the guns. We need to work hand in glove. We need to show support on a united front, as it should be. Yeah. So hence I'm saying that we are able to work with any team that then comes to the table. But
say,
there
"Let's
is no
work
way
together."
at any stage where we can say we are excluding sports, arts, and culture. It is still sports.
It has to be
Yes,
together. It
yes.
has to be a unit. But yeah,
But yeah, when you talk about tourism, tourism cuts across almost all.
Every
Let me
department.
tell you, there are students who will come from other provinces, come into the province for education at
Yeah.
University of Limpopo, University of Venda, at the various TVET colleges that we have,
Yeah.
at the TUT we have, at UNISA,
yeah.
all of them, even those that,
Univan,
yes,
everywhere.
they will come here for that. That is education in
Yeah.
this space where now we've got people from other provinces coming here.
in.
Now the parents must send the students money for the students to spend here in the process in the province. The students must be accommodated somewhere. Accommodation must be
province.
paid by parents from other province into
Into
the
the
province.
province.
You understand? Then we have medical tourism, of which we
Yeah.
don't touch much on it. But how many patients come from other provinces or other parts of Africa or the SADC
come
region
get
to be
medication.
treated
Yeah.
here in the province? They still come here. And then now you have families coming to visit, and they must book, they must
Yeah.
sleep here, they must eat here. They must find out what's missing and procure for that particular
Yeah.
person. You understand?
Yeah.
And then you spoke about sports. We're not even going to
Yeah, we're
touch
not gonna
about
touch that.
sports.
Oh,
And,
we
on, and,
touched
on.
it.
Yes. So that's why I'm saying that they all cut
Yeah,
through
it's a whole solid
yes.
unit.
So we need to show that unity and the working together, which we are as the Limpopo government.
Yeah.
And also understanding that there is positive financial implications for all these things that is happening. When you look at the Easter holidays, you look at Christmas, the influx
yeah.
of people that will come. We spoke about a particular biggest church in the
Church.
province. When the people come here, they come from parts of Africa
Just to come to church.
just to come to church. They come from the rest of South Africa just to come to church. And all those taxis, buses, cars,
all
all those
passing by,
businessmen
going
and
there.
women, they must fill up petrol here. They must
Get
eat
food.
here. They must, you understand? They
Yeah.
must clothe themselves here. They must receive medical attention here.
Yeah.
At that time, even before they leave, maybe there is the very same sports playing at maybe
Yeah.
Itamukaba or Toyando Stadium, wherever.
They must go
They
watch
go
the
there
game.
and they watch the game as
Yeah.
well. They go again and they visit the rest of their families
Yeah.
elsewhere. So imagine the capital that indirectly, these people are not
it's
coming here to bring capital.
No.
But they are coming here because they have a religious belief.
But now they end up
But
just
now
seeping
also,
into all
it's
the
a
other
leaky bucket,
Yeah.
all in all.
Yeah.
So whatever they do, there are funds that are left along the way. And as Limpopo, we continue to thrive.
Yeah.
We continue to thrive on that. Hence, I'm saying that this is a pattern we would like to see beyond COVID-19.
Yeah, I think we'll definitely do much better even after COVID is done. Because I think like it has given people a little bit of time to introspect and pretty much realize that, I mean, Limpopo is where to go. There's so much stuff that you can come see. Like you said with the Kruger, because I know I've got friends, I think pretty much almost right after, I think it was level 3, level 2, when things got opened up a little bit. First thing they did that weekend was straight to the Kruger. And ever since then, I think last year they went there maybe 3 times. This year they've already gone there, I think 3 or 4 times already. And we're not even in June. So I think right after everything is good, we should be okay. I'm just gonna stop right there. Thank you for coming through before we keep on going and yeah, some people get angry.
Yeah, no, thank you very much. It
was
was
really very
a pleasure
enlightening.
being here. It was a pleasure working with you. It was a pleasure listening to you and being interviewed by you. And
Thank you
yeah,
very
I
much.
think I like your establishment here.
Thank
and
you very
we'd like
much.
to keep coming back.
Definitely.
Do invite us
Definitely.
back. Also invite the different leadership of the department
departments,
so
yeah.
that they can come and also give out opportunities
Yeah,
that are out
enlighten
there.
us into
Yeah,
what's happening
there is a lot
underground.
that was not said today. I think most things were on a lighter note.
Yeah.
But there are deep benefits that the public needs to hear.
Yeah.
And allow us to bring them here so they
Definitely.
talk to you and they roll out those opportunities.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. You'll be coming back very soon, I think, to dig deeper into the stuff you didn't bring up today. But yeah, thank you very much.
No, thank you.